My clock says it's 7. That's right, Domino. That's what that means. And he's like, okay, I'm out of here. Do decide what you're doing because I can't really focus very well with you like this. Welcome, everybody, to the 18th of June. And my cat's tail. What did I do with my mouse? It must be the mouse that he's after.
The can?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's still,
Keep an eye on him.
you want me to give him?
All right, I muted the lady. Good to see you all. Yes, as Chris pointed out earlier, this is really hard with this cat. Come on, be a pal and put your butt down. Anyway, it is June 18th, and you are going to, there we go. Welcome everybody, and here's our vision where we see the world together. We see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. And I'd like to do some introductions here. Let's see. I think we will start with Kevin.
Hi.
Governor. I guess people know you. Past District Governor Kevin Eisenberg is here this morning. And let's see. I think I see David. David, hi. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Good morning. I'm David Mark Raymond. I am District 5130 Endowment Chair and happy to visit with you all today.
Welcome. Let's see. Nira. Hi, Nira. You want to say good morning?
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Very good. Thank you. I'm very happy to be here with us.
Good to see you. I think it was telling me I was muted. No, not yet. All right, I think that's everybody. So welcome everyone. I don't think we're going to see any interactors now that school's out. So they're in the wind for a while, so we won't be seeing them. So welcome. I've got to get my situation here going. Don't forget the raffle. We are going to, whatever's in the pot, we are going to raffle it off today. We won't stop until the money is gone. So get your raffle tickets. Wanted to share with you today the 4-way test, which kind of helps guide us in our work. Remembering of the things we think, say, and do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? I haven't shared this with us all year, but I thought it'd be a good time to bring that back into our consciousness. June is Pride Month, so let's celebrate and support diversity and support the people who are celebrating Pride. Be an ally. Tomorrow is Juneteenth, and it is now also a federal holiday. So that means many people who work for the government are suddenly getting today off, which I really hope that they appreciate what this really is about. But there are some celebrations happening at the plaza tomorrow and also virtually. So if you'd like to check any of that out, you can. I think this holiday should just be a start. It's not the end game. It's a realization of about slavery, and it's not signifying that everything is hunky-dory anymore or yet. So there's a lot to do, but please celebrate with those who are celebrating that. By popular demand, I have some quotes from my father for Father's Day. This is my dad here, umpiring, first base umpire. That poor kid is out. And the outfit my dad is wearing in this picture, if he was not in a suit or his pajamas, he was wearing that sweatshirt and those pants. It's a Cornell sweatshirt. It is actually red, but you can't really tell because it's so faded. But that would be his every time else but sleeping and working outfit. So here are some of the quotes that he would say to us. The best one being, if you get there first, put a line on the ground. If I get there first, I'll erase it. So in honor of Father's Day, I'm sure you all have things that you remember your father saying to you, and that if you're a father now, you're probably saying to your own kids. His were shorter than my mom's were. He just kind of got it right too there. So that's my dad. Let's do the presentation of the swag, everybody. I know some people are wearing some stuff. I have to put mine on. I'm not as bold as Ian. I don't have a what's it called? A jacket I can put all those things on. So who's got some swag on? Let's start with you, Ian. I saw your swag.
Sure. So let's see if I can do this. I've got my collection of exchange students down this side, all the countries that they represent, and warm and familial memories that they left behind. And over on this side, I've got a variety of, gosh, I can't drive a camera, of Rotary memories from our club and district. I've got like a couple trips to Nyan, my time in youth exchange. That's my favorite annual theme, Be the Inspiration. That's words of action for Rotary there. Our club pin, and my new favorite over here is the diversity, equity, inclusion themes, LGBTQIA plus Rotarian fellowship that I'm involved with. Oh, there's another fellowship. I'm also a Rotarian metalhead with the German crew, who's now conducting an international tour of rock and roll. So that's kind of fun. Anyway, that's my collection. I'll pass to Brandy, who's got the out in the show.
Yeah, Brandy, what you got going on?
Well, I started off with a Rotary mask that Terry had given me. And then this was from one of our fundraisers, this hat. And I put on it, let's see, I'm going to try to do the thing. And I have my, some of my key pins. I have all of my other pins with me too from over the years for all the Rotary things. Whoops, I understand what you're talking about, driving a camera, Ian. But I have my Paul Harris pins, my sustaining pin, of course, our club pin, and a couple of my favorite district governor pins. And of course, you got to say that you love your Rotary Club.
That's right. Got that one.
And then, of course, I got my hat on, my Rotary shirt on.
Way to go. Way to go.
Let's see, there we go.
Anybody else got some swag on?
I do.
All right, Karen. Oh, yes.
I went through every thing I could find. And I was missing some of the pins, and I thought, what happened to them? And I remember I lost a whole pouch of pins when I went to a meeting in Santa Rosa one time. And then I would give them away to people who didn't have a Rotary pin on at a meeting. So I'm missing several, but I'm really excited to share the 25-year anniversary pin that Scott Heller created during his year, because every time I wore it, people would comment, oh, that is so cool. That is such a cool pin. And then I have my Rotary blingy shirt that Terry Clark gave me, and the bracelet that she gave me. So I have a lot of Rotary bling. And the other thing I'm proud of, I have my Paul Harris pin on too. So
Very nice, very nice. Anybody else have any they want to share?
Maggie, I'd like to show you my collection. I did not put it on. I don't know if you can see,
I didn't think you would.
but this is some of it right here. I collect pins, I always have, and I also, when we've had youth exchange students, I always give them a bag of pins to get them going, both the outbound and the inbound. So it's kind of fun to think about pins I've given young people who are older now because they were exchange students a while ago, being all over the world. And so it is fun. I do like to collect my Rotary swag.
Yes, yes, thank you. And David, it looks, oh, Scott, we'll go to Scott and then we'll go to David. Yes, Scott.
Well, I just, I'm only wearing a hat because it's the only thing you can see from the neck up anyway. But I wanted to point out this on my mantle. And given that this is your last meeting, that was something that I received from, I think it was a collaboration between Craig and Oren at my last meeting event. It's a rotary wheel on a swivel and it spins and it's very, very cool. It's all carved out of wood. One of my favorite pieces. It sits in a very important cubby in my home.
Nice.
Just want to share that.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank
And
you.
Randy, well, we'll go to David and then we'll go to Randy.
Okay, I can't quite see what I've got on, but I did get up early and I'm still just starting with my coffee. But I think on this side I've got polio and my badge. There's no current year badge for me, but a badge for being endowment chair, which I've been for a while. And it was Terry Clark got me started on the relevance of collecting bling. Festival of Brotherhood, traveling to Mexico. That's not the only place I've gone, but this represents that. Here's an exchange student from India, from, gosh, you know, we've had a string of exchange students, but this was one to represent that. A major donor pin. I couldn't find my Bequest Society pin. It wanders around in the house. And a Rotary sponsored someone, and I think I've got a friendship pin on here of having been a friend to somebody in Rotary. I got a pin for it.
Very nice.
And I try not to walk. If I put on everything I had, like Ian, I would be afraid to walk close to swimming pools.
Yeah, we'd probably all sink. Randy, where are you? Let me see.
Here I am.
There you go.
Did I pop up? Well, I have one of the old shirts, which I think is with the old symbol, which I think isn't this contraband now that we, you know, it's not the correct thing. And above it, these are mostly, I think, district governor pins. A couple, I think I have Scott's pin here. And of course I have the Arcata PD star and the City of Arcata potato. With the city seal, they call the city potato.
City potato. Oh, okay. Funny. Anyone else have anything they want to show off? And yes, Kevin.
Yeah, I've got my my basic foundation pins on. There's the, it's really weird to see things backwards and try to see it. At any rate, there's the major donor, no, that's on that side. No, it's on this side. Major donor pin with the little floppy, twirly pin that shows the Paul Harris Society. Above that, the Bequest Society. One I really like, this is the Light Up Rotary. This was from my governor year. This was the pin that was the official 14-15 Light Up Rotary. It predated California's move. And this is my Rotary Foundation pin, which I wore all the time when I was a assistant coordinator in zone. And moving over, what is this thing? Oh, that's the past governor pin there. And this is the Triple Crown pin, which is the, you know, one pin to rule them all, because the Triple Crown pin means Bequest Society, major donor, and Paul Harris Society. And none other than Terry Clark is the foundation committee chair in charge of Triple Crown. So
That's right.
I wore that in her honor. I got a bunch of other pins, but they won't fit on lapels. I mean,
Yeah.
I would have to, I need a special shirt, I guess.
Well, and what I did is I put all mine on a scarf. So I didn't have to try to control the camera, and I'm not going to go through all of these, but it was fun. And this is making me think I need to remember to wear the pins more. Maybe not, maybe I should just go out with my sash, walk around. I feel like reminds me of when I was King Ludwig. Anyway, so I'm sure more people have some. We're going to move on now, and wear your pins proudly. Let people know what Rotary is, and yeah, wear the light up Rotary pin. I'm sure that will get lots of questions and comments. So thank you everybody for that. That was fun. We are going to do some gratitude, recognitions, and a little bit of fellowship. And I'm going to start with, I'm going to take presidential privilege, and I'm going to start with some gratitude of my own. And I want to start by thanking all our board members this year who really stepped up and were consistent and supportive of me and the club and the work that we had to do. I really thank all of you. Oh, and speaking of swag, this is not a pin, but I'm going to be giving you all a little Rotary. Can you see that? What does it say? It's in back. It says people of action. It's not backwards. Yay. Hey, Kevin, you can figure out a way that you cannot be backwards. I did that. I don't remember how, but so anyway, you're all going to get a little mug. And I especially want to thank AJ and Steve, who are going off the board this year, and but aren't going away, are still active in the club. And I really want to thank both of you for your service with the board. We had a bunch of committee chairs who I want to thank. They will also get a mug. If you are a committee chair and a board member, no, you don't get 2 mugs. In fact, you actually are sharing this mug. I got 1 mug for everybody, so I'll leave it at the Griffin, and you guys can just go and borrow it and use it and say, I want the Rotary drink, and whatever it is, so put your drink in this and then just leave it there. We have a budget to maintain. But these are all of our committee chairs, Tomas and Ray membership, and they are both retiring from the membership committee after this year, and AJ and Melinda are picking that up. So thank you, Tomas and Ray. And Brandy is our mentorship chair, and Romy is our diversity, equity, inclusion chair, a new committee this year. Jessica chairs our fellowship committee, and we'll be hearing from her in a little bit about some upcoming fellowship. Howard and Greg chair our program committee, and they have programs raring to go for the next year already, and Ian's had a lot to do with that, and also Charlie helps out there too a lot. Barbara and I are the PR co-chairs. And Randy is our finance committee chair. He sat on the sidelines this year very patiently, but that committee will be back up in action starting July 1st. And Amanda and AJ are our co-chairs for community service. Tom and Charlie, co-chairs for World Community Service. Terry is our foundation chair. And you're gonna hear, surprise everybody, a few of you are gonna share some stuff later after this, and you'll see what it is, and it won't be hard, don't panic. And Rebecca and Brian Reeser are our youth services chairs. They are both also stepping down this year, after this year. And I really appreciate all that they've done over the years for that committee. And I think we're still looking for a couple chairs. Maybe Ian's found them, but if you're interested in co-chairing that committee, let Ian know. Brian and Jennifer chaired the scholarship committee, and they did a great job this year getting those scholarships done. And that's a tough job. I tell you, that's probably in some ways the hardest thing to chair, because you don't get to give, you have to make tough decisions, let's say, and I really thank them for that. Joyce is our gratitude, our recognition chair, and thank you, Joyce, for stepping up and coming up with the gratitudes. And Charli Murphy is our chair for the vocational services. So thank you all. I appreciate you a lot. If we were all in the room, everybody would be applauding right now. So I encourage you all to applaud yourselves and each other. Thank you so much for your service to the club and to the community. Oh, is Charli here? Crystal Charli? No.
Yeah. Yes.
You are, good. So I have a little award for Charli, because you guys don't know how hard our district grant work was this year because of the pandemic. We were trying to help 7 transitional age youth find jobs, build skills, build resumes, get themselves ready and presentable to get a job. And Charli stepped up and mentored 8 different youth. It was very challenging. All these youth had challenges in their life that made it difficult for them to move forward with work. And we ended up at the end of the day, 5 of them ended up getting jobs through the support that we provided, that Charli provided. And it was much harder because of the pandemic than we thought it would be. When we wrote the grant, we were like, well, yeah, sure, by October, this pandemic will be over and we'll have all this time to just do it, right? And I just want to give her a shout out. And again, thank Tomas for making it possible with his company waiving any of their fees. So we were able to use the money to pay these folks directly. And it was an incredible effort. It would not have happened without Charli. So I have a little pin. Actually, it looks really big here, but I have a pin I'm going to pass on to Charli. And it looks like they're all doing the hula dance, which is kind of fun. And I will pass this on to Charli. And thank you very much for your doing what you did with that. That's applaudable, actually, too.
Thank you very much. I definitely couldn't have done it without you and Tomas and Vanessa and your guys' support. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you. And get ready, we're doing it again. No, just kidding. And also I want to give us some shout outs to those people with perfect attendance, Zoom attendance, which is not an easy thing to do. I tried it and I did it, and it's challenging, and especially when you have to listen to me the whole time. So these are the folks that have perfect attendance. And those of you listed on here, will also get a mug, but not a second mug. So shout out to all of you for doing that. It's not easy, I know. And I went and watched one of the videos that Dick does a great job recording. And I'm like, this is not good. It's my face all the time. Why are my slides? Why aren't my slides up here? So I think we need to burn all those. But anyway, can you burn a digital? I don't know. So I also, we spent the year thinking we weren't doing anything, or that we couldn't do anything, and when are we going to get out there, and when are we going to do stuff? And I felt like it was important to make a list of everything that we did. So I've spent the last few weeks making a list of everything we did, and it's pretty impressive. And this is a list of some of the stuff that we did to support our club and to support fellowship. So I'm not going to read through all of these. I'll let you read through them, but we did a lot. Our fellowship committee provided a lot of different ways they supported members with the fellowship events, with the reaching out to community, to all of us. We did some training, important training in diversity, equity, inclusion. We all learned how to Zoom and to Venmo, and we tried to learn how to Slack, but the name just leads it to be slacky. I mean, I just slacked on that. We also hosted people. We're able to host guests from around the world, including some of our former exchange students, which was really nice. And of course, we hosted this guy. And we would never have been able to do that if we hadn't been in a pandemic and thought about how to do it differently. So, and here's a few pictures of some fellowships, unofficial ones as well. And I just remembered that the last fellowship we did before the pandemic was we were throwing axes, and who knew? I mean, when we were out there kind of innocent. I mean, I felt like that was such an innocent time. We were just hanging out, throwing axes and drinking beer and had no idea what was coming. And now when we throw axes, we have a whole different motivation and a energy going toward it, just to get out the frustration of the last 15 months. We did some more stuff too. So I think that we had the fun we could have as we could have the fun without being together. And I wanted to ask Jessica if she would share a little bit about what the fellowship committee is up to now. You know what? We can't hear you.
Hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Sorry. Hi, everyone. So reporting back from the fellowship committee, we are looking forward to gathering people together again in person. How exciting. And we have created 2 opportunities for fellowship coming up over the summer-ish. The first one is going to be on the 28th of June, and that's a slight change from what we may have told you before, but we had some scheduling wrinkles come up. So that's a Monday evening, and we're going to gather after work at Bigfoot Tap Room up in McKinleyville, just to sort of, last meeting of this Rotary year, chance to come together, have an after work beverage. The club's going to provide some pizza, and let's come together on a Monday evening and support the Bigfoot, and also spend a little time as club members together, visiting with each other. So that's coming up, our June fellowship event. And then mark your calendars, please. I think it's going to be August 22nd that we'll have a event at the Griffin. That will be a Sunday afternoon, and we'll have a barbecue and social event at Griffin. The club will provide dogs and burgers, and we'll ask people to potluck sides, and maybe we'll have some cornhole, some toss games, that sort of thing, a little outside fun to be able to come together and enjoy each other's company. So 2 events coming up, June 28th, Monday evening at the Bigfoot, and August 22nd, which is a Sunday afternoon at the Griffin. Okay, I think that's it.
Thank you. I'm having trouble with my, awesome. See, I'm having trouble with my video, so now I won't be on the screen with the recording. Thank you. What time is that on the 28th? Because for me, the evening starts at 4, so I didn't know what the specifics were on that. You're muted again. Uh-oh.
I fixed it. Yeah, 5:30 after work.
Okay. Thank you. And thank you to you.
And we'll have an email sent out to people also, just as reminders.
Okay, interesting. Well, thank you, Jessica. I don't know what's going on with, I think my internet is slow or something, and so it's not letting me show you my face. Thank you. So we're going to go to service above self and talk a little bit about everything you all did this year. Because like I said before, we really managed to do quite a bit. We started with fundraising, and almost everything we did this year for fundraising was new and different that we hadn't done before. And we totally you guys went for it and you just did it. And I'm so happy that it happened. And I'm just so proud of us for just making the move. We started with our Sunrise Summer Scramble. And then we had our Sunrise Summer Sale, the alliteration. And then we did an Oktoberfest to go. And I love this picture because Chris just doesn't quite know what's going on. And now we have proof of that, because we've always kind of known that, Chris, but now we have proof that you're like,
That's not fair. You made me dress up. You made me look at these people, and it was one of those events. So it was a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, that was fun. And then we did our Toth at home. Instead of having the event, we made all these bags and had people drive up and pick them up, and it was pretty crazy and wonderful, and a lot of work went into that too. Thank you to the team that did that, and Lisa, if you hadn't been willing to do the shift, I don't think that would have happened. So thank you so much. And then we had these other efforts. We did our No Breakfast Club, where people donated money they would have spent on breakfast towards our effort. Barbara created the masks with a message, the beautiful masks that we sold, and I did a Facebook fundraiser. And then a lot of you put in just extra donations. You gave your stimulus checks or whatever you could to help us hit our target. And we did. We hit it, and then we started spending it. But this is our first in-service, our first in-person service project we did in September. We finally were sitting around and everyone said, well, we can do some things. So we went out and cleaned the streets in Arcata, which really needed it. And that's a group. And then I put together a list of community service things. And I separated out the things that we did for youth, and they'll come up in a minute. But these are a lot of the things that we did for the community. And AJ, I was wondering if you wanted to say a few words just about how the year went for your committee.
We actually did a similar list this week because I wanted to create a write-up for Ian going into his year. And yeah, it was pretty amazing. Like the garden, obviously, mask with message we had, the street cleanup, the senior meal delivery, you have that on there. The flag raising we added, folk shopping for seniors, the community garden. I think I got to clean up the garden with you, Maggie, which was at the very beginning of the year, which was like like one of the first pandemic like things to do to try to stay busy. And then the highway cleanups, we'll never forget. But yeah, thank you to the committee. We'd love to keep growing in this. I think we're looking to recruit a little more, but it's been an interesting year to try to stay active, keep your hands busy, to try to contribute to the community. And I want to thank the club for those who are able to come out and participate and get their hands dirty. So thanks, Maggie.
Thank you, AJ. And then there's a list of the things we did for that were COVID related as well. And I appreciate people stepping in with ideas to do that and to especially spur of the moment things that happen, like the barbecue for the nurses that Tom pulled together. Just a lot of good effort. And here's some pictures of highway cleaning up. And poor AJ's friend will never come back because she saw too many snakes out there, and that was her, the one thing she never wanted to see was a snake, and she saw 8 of them. So we'll have to get her, bring her to the Bigfoot. There are no snakes there. That would be a better thing to bring her to. In fact, maybe to thank her, we should all have her come. And then here's some essential worker thank yous. This is a barbecue. And then there is the Operation Gratitude that you pulled together as well, where we gave those Toth bags out to a number of essential workers. And then youth, I put a lot of the community service stuff under youth because that's kind of where the target was. But these are a bunch of the things that we did in youth. Or supporting schools and the youth that were done by community services or the youth committee. And I don't know if, Rebecca, you want to say anything about your experience this year chairing, co-chairing that committee?
Not really.
Okay, that's fine.
It's tough. It's tough chairing a committee. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, well, I appreciate your effort and thank you. And I know that that it's important that we have we change committee chairs periodically, and so I'm really looking forward to you not having to do that and other people stepping up and taking on the role. So thank you so much, Rebecca, for your service. Here's some pictures, Tay gift stockings. There's Santa Sarah. Oh, and this is another thing, the Success in Both Worlds conference. This is a copy of the front of the t-shirt, and this is the back. We sponsored this event, and I just want to have you take a look at who we're hanging out with. I feel really proud of us for being involved in this event. And when you see the sponsors, and then you've got us in there. And I just think this was a terrific opportunity. And I want to thank Romy for that. And Romy, this t-shirt belongs to you. I'll get it to you. But yeah, I think that was a great opportunity to advertise us and also help these kids do their conference. Some more opportunities, examples. Sorry, this picture is just going to be my favorite. And there you are, the group that is working on the greenhouse. And then those of us who were, all the different committees participated in getting the book drive for NAACP. So that's a picture of us getting the books. Here's backpacks. Everybody got a chance to try to do backpacks in a new and different way, location. And so here are some of our backpackers. I even dragged my nieces into this one, so that was cool. And then World, we still did some things with the World Community Service Project. Here's some of the samples of things that we did. And I have a couple pictures. I love this picture here of them having the water to bathe the baby at the orphanage. And Charlie, I'm looking to see if you are here, or Tom, to say a few words. I don't see them.
Here, Maggie.
Oh, there you are, Tom.
Yeah, these were good. And it was nice to be able to still be part of these projects. And man, love that Pakistan project too. It's become one of my favorites.
Right, definitely. So this committee is already up and running and thinking about the next year. And so they'll have more to share with you in the new year. Thanks, Tom.
You bet.
And the foundation, Terry, I got up here, I'm allowed to say kick butt on Zoom, right? but we kicked butt.
Yes, we did. And we're every Rotarian every year again. And I appreciate your support, Maggie, and highlighting it from the front of the room, as it were, always makes a difference.
Thank you. Thank you, Terry. And these are some of our Paul Harris folks. And I must not only have been highlighting it, but I must have also been putting money into it, because I managed to get 2 Paul Harrises in 1 year, which
that's a good thing.
It is a good thing. I'm just it's so sad that my video won't work. It's really odd too. It's like literally broken. I don't know why. I miss all of you already. Let me see. I'm going to just take a moment to see why this might be happening. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch and see if this works. Yeah, I just switched cameras. Hi, I'm back. Yes, so all the folks that got a Paul Harris, first Paul Harris or a Paul Harris Plus. And then I wanted to take a moment to award a Rotarian of the Year. I was not originally going to do this. I just thought we're all Rotarians of the Year. Anyone who gets through this Rotarian year is a Rotarian of the Year. But then it came to me that I did want to embarrass somebody, and I think it's, you know, this year has been so crazy, and many of us are either retired or we have jobs that continued and weren't majorly impacted from the standpoint of income. I mean, they were impacted in all other ways, but we were still getting a paycheck. We have some people in our club who are small business owners, and it threw their lives up I mean, it just threw them for so many loops that they're probably dizzy. And yet this person, despite that, continued to step up for Rotary, continued to be present for Rotary, continued to go to meetings, continued to just volunteer to do whatever she could and to make things happen for us. And when I know she was incredibly worried about her own business and her livelihood, and during this time she even agreed to become our president nominee. And I just want to recognize Vanessa for that. She just is so present. She's so present for all of us. And I mean, I can go on, but I'm kind of like losing it. So Vanessa, I just thank you so much for everything you do for Rotary. And I have your plaque here. Oh, wait a minute. I stopped the share, but well, I'm going to show it to you here. I took a picture of it, but it's so reflective that it shows me in the thing. So and I hope you'll put this up where we can see it. And then I want to ask you a favor, Vanessa, one more thing for Rotary. I want to ask if you will let us make the Griffin our clubhouse. And if you do,
I kind of thought it already was.
Well, if you will let us make it official.
Yes, of course.
And I don't know if you can see it. This is, yeah, I got it. Let me pull up the slide for this because it's too reflective, but I want people to see what I'm hoping she'll put in the clubhouse. Because you have been a place for us to do projects, have meetings, gather, pick things up, pick prizes up, you know, and just I think we should make it official. So let me just, this is what it says. And service above self, fellowship beyond measure. Thank you again. So thank you so much, Vanessa. Do you want to say anything? I didn't think so. Okay, thank you so much. By the way, these mugs that I've given to those of you you'll have to pick them up at the clubhouse. And there will be more than just the one, I promise. So that's enough for me for now. I'm going to turn it over to past District Governor Kevin Eisenberg, who is the Foundation Committee Chair for our district. Kevin, it's all yours.
Thank you. Well, first of all, it's just wonderful to hear about the year's accomplishments of Arcata Sunrise. Actually, I'm considering moving to Arcata just so I can join your club. What great things. But thank you for having me here to help honor an esteemed member of your club on the celebration of her Bequest Society Level 2. And honestly, the more I learned about President Maggie, the more impressed I become. And you probably know a lot of the things that I'm just going to highlight very quickly, but I just have to say it again. I mean, Maggie, she has a long history of active service for others. As an exchange student to Germany, she shared cultures and through understanding brought us just a little bit closer to world peace. Maggie became an honorary member of Arcata Sunrise shortly before one of the most service-oriented activities outside of Rotary, and that's being a member of the Peace Corps. She served in Botswana, and what a surprise, she joined the local Rotary Club of Labatse. Now, that's not the Foreigners Club, but the local Botswanans. And of course, she wound up becoming a hardworking member of the club and soon became club secretary. As part of the Peace Corps, she worked to provide wheelchairs and worked to help the disabled. But she personally, truly became a Rotarian when she was able to leverage Rotary to help a young child receive treatment for club feet. Upon returning to Arcata, Maggie became a leader in international service for the Rotary Club of Arcata Sunrise and became president during the heart of the pandemic and kept her club moving forward through the difficulties of COVID and the challenges of Zoom. Now, Maggie is ensuring that Rotary may continue its legacy into the future by becoming a Level 2 member of the Bequest Society. The Bequest Society is naming the Rotary Foundation in your will or trust. And this means that Maggie's commitment will help Rotary's next signature project after polio. She will be helping combat whatever clean water and sanitation is needed in this unknown world that we're entering into. She'll be helping children all over the world towards the next stage of literacy. And I'm sure that some of Maggie's bequest will go towards the Rotary Foundation's newest area of focus, the environment. And I encourage all of you to join Maggie in her service now and in her commitment to leave a legacy of service for the future. And Maggie, I believe the Rotary Foundation is added to your bling collection. Normally we'd be handing these, but you have your pin and crystal?
Yes. Well, I'll show it to you here. This is, they gave me two because so now I have to go find myself a nice gold chain. They gave me one to wear around my neck and a pin. And they also gave me, this is the coolest thing in the world, guys. It's a globe, but it spins. Oops, it spins.
Oh.
Yeah, it spins. Did you not know your spins? Kevin, you should probably look and check out yours. It probably spins.
If that's not an inspiration for everyone to become Bequest Society level 2, I don't know what is. Maggie, you can have a chance to talk a little bit more, but first, I want to introduce David Mark Raymond, our District Foundation Endowment Chair, who has a few words. David?
Thank you, Kevin. I would have a lot to say, but Maggie, you've dedicated your life and work to the service of others, and your chosen path might not have given you personally the financial rewards that you merited, but hopefully you have the satisfaction of knowing that you have continuously made the world a better place. And now, by becoming a level 2 donor with the Bequest Society, you've ensured that your efforts will continue in perpetuity. I really appreciate and admire the life that you live, and believe that you are living a life that is worth living. So thank you. And Maggie, hopefully you have a few words to share with us at this moment of celebration.
Thank you, David. I'm a little bit, thank you for both of you for your kind words. I'm a little bit embarrassed because, but this is something that I guess when you join the Bequest Society, they do to you. So, thank you. And I do, I do have a few words that I want to, well, let me just say thank you. I hope that I die rich so that this money can go, but my mother told me that you're supposed to spend all your money before you die. So I had to tuck some of this away just to make sure I didn't do that. So this will be tucked away regardless of how I spend my money. I'm a social worker. I work in nonprofits and never, so it's just, to me, it's always been important to give back to the community. And so this is a way I can do it. And the Rotary brand is so successful and so accomplished and responsible in how it spends its money. We all know that. We know that when Rotary gives money to projects, those projects are thought out and they've got a plan and they have community buy-in and involvement. It's not just somebody going somewhere and doing something to people. So I really feel like it's a good investment for me, for my money, my hard-earned money. So thank you again, you guys, for coming to our meeting and doing this for us today. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. So I just want to tell you that I always keep track. Well, you can't see it, but I have this sheet and I time out the meeting. And we've had meetings where things went off the rails, right? I mean, in terms of my little thing, but then they always kind of came back around and something always worked out. But this meeting I was a little nervous about, but I'm looking at my clock, it says 7:53, and I'm looking at this and it says 7:53, my closing words. And so I'm impressed. I impressed myself this time. So I'm going to just say a few things and I wrote some comments down. And then we'll do the raffle. I haven't forgotten it. So at the start of this year, I shared with you my aha moment and I asked you to think about your own. Now I ask you to think about diversity and the 4-way test. The best ideas and solutions come from diversity of experience and thought, using the talents and skills of a group to see a problem from a variety of angles. Rotary brings people around the world together to solve problems. And even though we may live and think quite differently, we share a commitment to the values of Rotary and the 4-way test. But we also live as flawed mortals in a world where it has become acceptable to to only see the extremes: good, evil, right, wrong, American, everyone else, Republican, Democrat, vaccinated, not vaccinated. In this polarization, it is too easy to judge people for one aspect of their very multifaceted selves. When we surround ourselves with those who think like we do, we rarely have real conversations with people who don't. And Facebook doesn't count. After all, it is uncomfortable, and we don't want to hear something that is counter to our worldview. But this is not Rotary. Looking at the world from two extremes leaves out the amazing, messy, real-life diversity that lies on the continuum between them. As Rotarians who thrive on learning, serving, and growing, we must always find a way to meet in the middle. Service means showing respect, compassion, and kindness. We don't serve above self when we fail to accept people for who they are. Service above self sometimes means being of service to those we don't understand and may not agree with. Rotarians are change makers when we work towards a common goal with a common purpose. Our work doesn't require us to hold all our beliefs in common, but it does require us to remember the four-way test. And remember our vision too. It asks us to unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. I thank you all for the honor and privilege of serving as your president, and let the debunking begin. So thank you. Appreciate it. And it's been a pleasure, folks. So we're going to go to the... Thank you, Rebecca. I like out loud clapping. So Nick is ready. Nick, are you ready? Oh, wait, throw a ticket in there for me too.
Okay, $5?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it too late?
Not for you, Maggie, but for everybody else it is.
Okay, I just didn't have time, and I should try the last one of the year.
Yep. Okay, so our raffle pot is $120, and we only have 6 balls left, so we'll see how this goes. We have Amy, first draw. $5, I'll pay you through Venmo, Amy. Next one. John. Let's see if John's gonna be the winner. Yes, he is. So John, you get $120. I'll send you the money through Venmo, and good job.
Right. That wasn't. I thought it might go a little longer, but that's great. That.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to draw 6 or something.
That's awesome. So we're gonna open up. We have a few minutes. Oh, actually, not very many, but we're going to open up the floor for anybody who wants to say anything at this point. Oh, there's my pictures of my things. Oh, this is something else they sent me, which is pretty cool. It's a painting, an original painting. And you heard my soapbox. We did the raffle. Look at these pictures of our places. Anybody, any comments for the good of the order?
Thank you, Maggie. You've been amazing.
Yeah, I think we should all turn on our mics and give her a round of applause.
Hey, Maggie! Woo, 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 woo.
Good job, Maggie.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
There you go, Maggie.
And And Domino wanted to get in here. He had another meeting to go to, but he wanted his, oh my gosh, my alarm went off. It's 8 o'clock, folks. Guess what?
Time to get up.
Time to get up. No, time to end the meeting and start our day. Thank you, everybody, so much. We don't meet next week. We don't meet the week after, but on July 9th, Ian will take us forward. Thank you, everybody.
And don't forget about after work up at the Bigfoot.
Yes, 28th.